Okay. Hey everyone, this is Marcus from Jammin, and this is our February 2022 showcase, where show and tell, where participants, like everyone who's part of the Jammin server, just shares the latest and greatest work that they have on any part of the game development process. It's all welcome. And yeah, we won't stick to kick us off. We'll have Leo the programmer. So Leo, set end February on a high note. Kick it off for us.
Okay, hello everyone. You guys see my screen?
Yep.
Cool. Just hit play. So I'm just start over with what I'm actually doing. So I know last time I said you saw something different, like a 2D character type thing. Probably is I just wasn't feeling that game, to be honest, and I just scrapped it and went on to something new. So this is not actually a game, but it's something that I always wanted to find out more, which was how cars work, basically. Hold on for a bit. I want to put this in full screen. Yeah, so I wanted to figure out how cars operate in Unity, and I found out about wheel colliders and what else. Yeah, that's basically the basics of it. I got this car off the Unity store, and also this model. This model is a thing there, a model of New York, supposedly. I got it on the Google store as well. So as you can see, I can drive normally. I'm using cinema, so I can spin around and do all of that. Another cool thing about this car, when I press the space button, which is the brake, you can actually see the lights light up. When I reverse, you also see a reverse light. So I'm just trying to make it realistic as possible, even though the car itself is not realistic, because let's just drive for a bit. Yeah. Oops.
Cool. One when we're running.
So the problem that I'm having at the moment is turning left to right. As you can see, every time I try to turn left or right, even at the slightest, the car just do a 360, a complete 360. Look at that. Barely topping it. And I have been trying to fix it for the longest time, and yeah, I just didn't know how to fix it, or found anyone that could help me with it. But going forward and going backward works fine. The car clicks through the map sometimes, so I implemented this feature where I press R, it set me back at the position, so I don't have to keep restarting the game. Let's not go over there. Let's drive around the city of New York for a bit. Let's see what we have in store.
Well, actually kind of cool. I saw your car falling through. I was like, hey, look, it's Cyberpunk. Not bad. I mean, they got fixed now, but that's not a bad show. Yeah, I think we're technically into feedback time. So between like the demo and the feedback, yeah, check out the chat and answer questions.
All right. The show and tell chat, right?
Yep.
They use physics. How did you build the world? I didn't build the world. I just existing asset. Well, that's a challenge to tackle. Oh yeah, yes it is. Yes it is. First, I found out that there was something wrong with the center of mass, and I tried fixing it a little, and yeah, it did improve, but I'm still getting that a problem, as somebody suggested to me that I had to look into the physics system of Unity. So yeah, just trying to find some resources and see how best I can fix it. 3D is out of my scope, so I can't make any suggestions at all. I'm intrigued as you are with how vehicles turn based on wheels. Yeah, it's been an interesting journey so far. This was not actually my first time trying to build, uh, trying to use wheel colliders. I actually did it in another project, but didn't went far, and I just wanted to start over with a different model. You go commercialize with this game. Oh, okay, so as I said before, it's not really a game. Right now, I'm not really focused on making games. I'm just fooling around with mechanics. Yeah, so anything that comes to my mind, let me just put it in there, and yeah, this honestly, it's a lot of manual work if you're making a full on realistic car simulation. Yeah, I know, but so that's why I'm not doing it. That means fooling around for now, which I think is the best way to learn, other than to try and make a full game, just make pieces of games, just implementing different features that I'm interested in. I might try do a helicopter next. Who knows? That's all the questions. Any more questions for me? Well, let us hope. Let us hope that's not how my helicopter turns out. Sad, don't have the parts.
My goodness.
I had to do it. I had to do it.
That was pretty good. Yeah, I think and it actually fit into time pretty nicely. So thanks a lot, Leo, for that. I was interested. I definitely want to see where you go forward with this kind of sandbox development. Yeah.
Yes.
That's awesome.
Yes, actually, those are the type of games that I want to be. Like,
Nice.
wasn't really into the whole shooting and the whole skill-based games. I just like driving around and doing whatever I want to do, just like in GTA.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm more of a casual player. I don't like the whole skill thing. Like, it stresses me out. I just can't bother with it.
Nice one. Alright, man. Thanks, Leo. That was pretty good.
Welcome.
I guess
you.
Jim, yeah. Jamil, you ready?
Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a good night. So, you have the other boy again. We already know what we're going to do it. First of all, this side we can have customization with it. Just kind of do a little writer up, and also I went ahead and remade the calculator. What I made from a couple probably a few months ago, but it actually works really well for what it is. I mean, it's essentially a calculator on a Game Boy if you really think about it. And you can see that changing the operators, you'll see it works well. And well, powers also work on it now. So you can just go to ridiculous levels until the other boy won't be able to show the value. Normally I would show the script at this time, but I have a website now. So I actually didn't know how to make out, like, this is actually a random question, but I just wanted to know how somebody hosts a website. And here it is. It's my website that I created. And you can actually download the scripts. So Did you all really think? Did you all really think that I won't do that?
Just kiss my teeth. You have 1 minute remaining. That's funny. Go ahead.
I thought you would. Okay, so actually, it actually didn't take me long to make that website, obviously. But when I realized you could actually use it for some pranks, well, you all saw what happened. That's pretty much all I have for this presentation. Any questions? Oh, it's still at the screen there. What's up with? Oh, Notepad process. Wait, I still record. Wait.
Yeah, Notepad++. Honestly, it's pretty cool with the thing how you have it. I actually thought it was web view at first on the little device because of how the words were trailing off the screen. But it's like
Yeah. So it was really that much to set up. So obviously have the video right there, index.html, styles, and JavaScript. This only took me, I would say, a couple of hours just to put together, but the majority of that was just perfecting the prank factor. Oh god. First HTML. Not really, but this is my first HTML that I actually hosted. How would I Oh boy. I don't know how possible that would be. But who knows, I might find out how
Yeah,
to do it.
because imagine if I was back in high school and have a calculator. I was actually a Game Boy. I'm a math teacher, would just think that I'm super productive. Actually, playing video games.
Just don't pull it out during the English exam. Starts with your man teaching. Well, they might as well start tomorrow or something. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Hope you'll have a good one.
I am still not sure how to feel. I won't lie. But yeah, it is what it is. We just go with it. Thank you for that, Jimmy.
No problem.
I think
Petition.
it's kind of
Oh no, petition forgive me.
yeah, no, the Game Boy calculator, it kind of committed to that, so you have to do one for us, you know, a Game Boy and a calculator. But
Oh god.
cool.
Okay.
I think
Well,
I'm next, so I'm going to.
Yep.
Alright, this will be super quick as well.
No, it doesn't feel like. Okay.
Let me know if you can all see the screen and all that stuff. Alright, sweet.
Yep.
Yeah, so this is just the game kind of fleshed out a bit. I think I didn't have that much time to like wrap everything up, so it took me a while. I couldn't work on it every day, just kind of close it off. I think just missing right now is just to add the music and everything. But yeah, it's like simple kind of game. You see these things here, times up. These are the number ranges apparently that my godchild knows, so he can just kind of like click on this on thing, and he more or less figures this out. So yeah, and if you get the wrong stuff, like it just kind of goes away and everything else. But pretty much very simple thing you could do. Yeah, it could have probably taken me like a day or two max to do it, but adulthood and life comes it up. So the cool thing about this is that I'm kind of just have is essentially like probably a few things I'm probably like redoing essentially. Let me share the screen here again. So like approximately it's like one of my first like phase of games that I created and stuff. So I just wanted to kind of like make it nice and have a better looking portfolio of things. All my old games are kind of being redone to be polished and like renewed. And yeah, I think the next one will be this one, Coriolis Trials, which I'll be doing some 3D stuff. So by next show and tell, I'll be sharing some models and maybe a level or two. And yeah, that's about it. That's about it. I guess. Let me set my timer so I don't overdo it either. Let me check the show and tell chat. Yeah, exactly. It's just like an educational game. I feel like every time I make a game now, I kind of want to have a purpose with it. And it's kind of good to actually make something like with that audience in mind. My grandson has a limited attention span. Pretty much gotten like I think Mario with the Bowser's game and stuff like that. So he has switched games and stuff. His attention span for little things I create is even less. So the fact that he kind of plays it is actually kind of cool. And yeah, it's just yeah, exactly. I just kind of put it up posting and stuff like just to try it out to get early feedback. But no, I got some feedback and I had to, as long as I spoke with him, I wouldn't get the right number range and like the multiplication and stuff like that. So that I actually have a few things with it. Like I'm just gonna put it up on itch.io probably by tomorrow. And yeah, I think itch.io. And actually, yeah, I was thinking this could actually probably be like a very chill, casual mobile game that could just have people playing stuff. And that's actually not a bad shout. So I think itch.io, because I want that to I want it to be in the portfolio section, but Play Store has like a simple mobile game that to get like people giving me angry comments. That should be fine. I don't mind angry comments. But not iOS, because I just don't want to pay for it right now if I'm not making money off these things, but Android is fine. And I might think about adding it to the calculator, but I'll see about that. I think actually, yeah, like I actually like using the Arudboy. I like practicing C++ and stuff like that. So, oh crap! All right, cool. Here we go. All right, well. It is what it is.
But that'll be a new watch.
Another calculator game we have, right? Great. This is perfect. We have 2 calculator games. I couldn't do without you guys. This is excellent, right? What can I say? I'm just like, yeah. I want to make more calculator games, everybody. That's a new console. We're gonna make calculators like the thing again.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
This is the new console.
Make calculators great again, guys. So calculator games is where it's at. I think
if you all thought the KFC console was the peak of game consoles, you haven't seen the calculator yet.
So, yeah. So, 2 calculator games, but I think that's the end of my spotlight. And Nigel, you're up next.
Okay. Let's try sharing screen. I can't share the screen.
Because it's a demo, of course not. You know.
Is that demo? Oh.
Yeah, exactly, that's why. It never works on demo day. Trust me, that's just life.
Oh. Okay. I was planning to do it without sharing screen. Yeah, I was going to talk about 3 different methods I came up to quickly develop random level generations. That will be easy for to do for game jams. They are based on previous things. So I came up with random sections, which were based on Spelunky and the work of Derek Yu. The second one is a variation of the random walk, and the third one is actually based on BSP trees, though it's not binary space and it's not a tree, but I was inspired by it. So first, I'll upload pictures after the chat. So first was using the sections, random sections. I would create, I have four sections that are randomly generated, but they are connected by paths that will always be there. Each section is a 3x3 grid, and I would create 2 exits. That's to make sure the player isn't trapped at any point, the 2 exits. Right now each section is hard-coded. There are only 11 possible sections, so I was doing it for jam, so I just decided to just throw it and just hard-code it without trying to debug anything, and all it worked. The second one is based on random walk. I started off with 2 rooms, and then I decided to just from those 2 rooms create rooms adjacent to them randomly. I would pick a room and then create one adjacently. At first it was being too broad, like all the rooms would have all exits. So I limit the creation of new rooms to rooms with less than 2 exits, and that actually formed loops, looping back the player, so the player doesn't end up in a dead end. Yeah, it eventually became great for creating loops, and yeah, it was what I was intended. Oh, 2 minutes. And last was based on BFP trees. Like I said before, it's not binary space because the sizes are different, and it's not split exactly in half, and I'm not concerned with the whole tree, but just the leaves. I was inspired by watching a video on how Doom renders its levels. So I started off by creating a box and then splitting the box in half horizontally, and then taking those 2 boxes and splitting it vertically. And with each split I would add a door. Eventually I'd end up with rooms with dead ends. After I go through all the rooms, find the dead ends, and then get a door to the furthest neighbor. And that prevents the frustration of walking down a path and you reach the end of a room and you have to walk all the way out. There's a door to exit. That's a summary of what I have. I'll upload the pictures of the 3 different things, the algorithms, the results of them. Thanks for listening. Okay.
That's pretty good, and time was on point as well. Check out and comment and stuff if you want to, if it haven't been before.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah, done is better than perfect, yeah. I know I'd end up having to do debugging, so I just hard code the 11 parts. Never get trees, yeah. Yeah, trees are one of those tricky things to do. I haven't, all I've done in Under when I'm ready to render them, so I don't know I didn't do any performance checks on them. I assume the BSP tree might be the most difficult, and where I pick the random sections, because the sections are hard coded, it will probably be the quickest. YouTube or blog post. I could find the Doom BSP tree, but I'm so far from BSP trees. I'll see if I can find YouTube videos on it. Yeah. I could find the build sections from Spelunky. There are a lot of videos online about how Spelunky generates its levels. Yeah. I think that's it. I'll upload the pictures on this chat.
That'll definitely help, and that's actually pretty cool. And it's also good because, like, as I'm using Godot, it's nice to hear cool things in Godot as well. I'm like, ooh, Yay! More resources for me. So that's just my selfish like happiness. But yeah, that's actually pretty cool. Thanks, Nigel. And I think to follow up that act, we have Jesse. Jesse, lead the way.
All right. First of all, good night, everybody. Let me just start my timer here. Right. Good night, everybody. Yes. So, to be brief, long story short, I am working on the remastered version of The Legend of the Bell. Firstly, I'd like to thank everyone for playing the game, the Jam version, that is. The reviews. First of all, the views are pretty good. I got over 100 views, 114 views to be exact, which is pretty good numbers. And the reviews were pretty positive. Many people understand the comedic aspect of it, which is great because that's my number one fear. That people do not like the comedic. That people do not like the comedic. That people will not like the comedic aspect. That's my number one fear. But it seems that people are digging it, based on the comments I'm receiving, which is great. My number one problem, yes, I will share it later. So my number one problem is that the game is obviously bugged. That's because I haven't did a really good. One sec. Yeah, sorry about that. That was my mom talking there. Okay, sorry about that. That was my mom talking in the background. So I had to fix the bugs. So the game obviously have obvious bugs, which is unfortunate because it tends to disturb the nature of the game. So that's why I've been busy working on. Okay. So yeah. So yeah, that's why I've been working on.
Right? Yeah,
sorry about that.
Time. Yeah, no worries.
Sorry about that. My mom was talking to me. All right. So long story short, I've been working on the remastered version of the game, and it has been making some great progress. So firstly, if you have been familiar with the actually a little meme, a little Drake meme about the old logo versus the new logo, that's what I've been doing. Also, I have changed the title screen, which I will show you now. Let me just share my screen here. It's very short, so nope. Let's see if it could. There we go. No, it's yeah. So this is it. Been created on. Let me just.
I gotta say that looks nice.
That looks nice actually. Oh, you into feedback time and stuff, but like yeah, that's just pretty cool.
That's basically about it. So that's basically about it. Other than that, I've been just fixing the game, fixing the writing of it, fixing the story, and hopefully by the end of February, I should have the remastered version off. All right. Any questions? Other than the itch.io page, I'm going to share that soon. Yeah. Yes, of course. Of course. Yes. So that's the intro. That's the intro that will replace the old intro. So, you know, that will be for the remastered version. Any more questions?
Oh, I think that was okay. No, see some.
The old intro. Okay, the old intro is a. You could see it on the game. It's just basically a picture, and honestly, I am not impressed by it, so that's why I redo the intro. You know. So yeah. I wonder. Yeah. So once I share the link with it, the intro is in there. Let me just share it. Let me just share it with you guys real quick. View profile. Right. So that's the link. And the link is the Legend of the Bell. That's the jam version. That's the jam version. The jam version will be up. And then there is in the description some, I wouldn't say workarounds in some bugs. There has been a bug in the door, for example. I am working on a fix for that. I think there's 1 more minute for, yes. I think there is 1 more minute for jams. No, 1 more minute for a question. If not, I will just wrap it up. All right, so since there's no more question, that wrap it up for me. Thank you all very much. Thank you all for taking the opportunity to play the game and left some valuable feedback. I'm really appreciate it. And hopefully y'all will look forward to the remastered version, which, yes, there will be a trailer for it. I'm not going to give some spoilers, but you just have to look out for that. Anyway, that's it for me. And thank you.
Oh, it's pretty good. Now we actually are. I think most people, maybe the sneak all in the silver, generally looking forward to it. It's kind of cool to have narrative people and play into the strengths as well. So that's actually pretty cool, Jesse. And yeah, I think
at least this will be better than at least this will be better than the GTA remasters.
Well, yes.
Yeah.
Carlin, I think you're the last one to close us off. Take it away.
All right. Hey guys. It's nothing much. I had some problems with Discord and the mic just now, so that's why I had to leave and join back. Let me share my screen really quickly. You guys will let me know if you can see it.
All good?
All right.
Yep, good see it.
So, first things first, I just basically have to show off that I optimized my game engine because every tick runs through every single instance and calculates everything. And I'm like, okay, what happens when I stress test this? And this is what the previous function did. Every single frame, it had to loop through the entire object to see if it existed, the entire list of objects, every single frame, which took about 40 milliseconds. And you want it to be under 10 milliseconds if it's around 60 frames per second. So that was really slow. And what I did to optimize that was every time an instance is created, I automatically add a reference to that instance to, you call it a dictionary, but it's just an object that will have the name of the instance as the key, and then the value, the reference to the instance as the value. So now when I'm looking to get the instance, instead of looping through something that grows in size as you add more objects, it just looks up that key right away. So it happens right away. So now the engine has, depending on the amount of objects, it wouldn't get slower and slower and slower anymore. Now the biggest bottleneck in the engine is the renderer. So this is how it used to perform at 504 objects because it needs to loop through every single one of them. But now with the fast method, 504 objects, you can check the FPS and you see it's released close to 60 frames per second, so with 504 objects. Now I kept it at 504 because anytime I go to 1,000, it'll slow down. Anytime I try to add 1,000, it'll slow down. Ideally, what I want is for it to add thousands and thousands, and you see it still move at that pace. Right now, the bottleneck is the renderer. It's no longer the tick method. And the problem with the renderer is that since the engine tries to render the objects based on the position, the rotation, the scaling, for every single object, it still has to go and calculate the width, translate the entire canvas based on that specific object, because it isn't sure what values it holds and what it needs to do. The reason why I was able to move this quickly in the rendering method, because all of this is rendered inside one flavor clip alone, and the code for that one was just this here, so it would just draw an image with X, Y, width, and height. However, that was me with my I won't say hard code, because the engine provides that functionality, but the renderer itself built in, it just takes every single object, it tries to rotate it, it tries to scale it, it tries to so it saves, rotates, scales, comes back out, and restores. The engine itself doesn't really know how to do all of that.
So check on the feedback and stuff. I can still demo, but like 3 minutes into
Yeah,
feedback.
so that's basically the reason why it moves slower. Well, on a whole, I believe I have to do with the game engine and optimize it because of many things that I've learned. And I possibly might see if I can get Pixie or something to render it instead. Okay, FPS with 100 sprites jumping around. In the optimized version of it, you get around 60 FPS still. Any optimized? I say optimized, but it's more like a sample I've been testing out that hasn't been published to the official engine, so it's more like experimentation, but it works. Yeah, hashes. The hash is what makes it work. So the difference with the hash is that it increases the memory, since the object needs more space for more objects. So it increases the memory, but the alternative is high performance, rather than having to loop through at every single frame, which is really unreasonable to expect. Would you model it after another framework, like how this was based on your Flash experience? Definitely. So I've come to realize some of the things I added in this one, such as certain hooks, React hooks, was basically useless because the engine could still function even better without it. And I tried to mimic many things that Flash had, such as root.mousex, and if there's a movie clip with the instance name called mouse, that'll be chosen. If it didn't, it would choose mouse X. In order for me to accomplish that, I needed to I clicked the wrong thing. I needed to create something called a proxy. And proxies, I'll just let you know, are really, 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 really slow. Okay, if a calculator could run WebView, if a calculator has a WebView, my engine will be able to run on it. Probably slow, but the optimized version, which will come out in a few years because I'm occupied with UE, it will probably make it faster. So that's all I have to show today.
Calculator.
That was pretty good.
Calculator.
So I think everyone needs
I can't believe.
Make sure they get their low-level code skills up in that game, right? Because yeah, we need to make these things.
Calculator will explode.
I can't believe I'm so excited. I can't believe I made this. Take it on me.
It's pretty much a meme now. But,
Oh,
yeah, I think
but you know what?
Yeah.
Hey Marcus,
But you know what?
I think you're
will-
really muffled right now, so I'm unable to hear you clearly.
Oh, sure. Which is this a bit better?
A bit better, yeah.
Slightly. Damn. Alright. Yeah, I think alright, yeah, I'll put the volume up a bit. I think this is pretty good overall. Thanks everyone for sharing their things. And I'll stop recording now, but of course we could like steadily chat and have the secret meetings and the secret contracts happening right now. That's outside from public view. Thanks everyone for sharing their stuff, and hope to see everyone's work and even more people on sharing their work next month in March. And yeah, we just keep this going.